it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog. All for me beer and tobacco. I spent all me tin with the ladies drinking gin. Or across the western ocean I must wander.
I'm sick in the head, 'cause I haven't been to bed since first I came ashore with me plunder. I've seen centipedes and snakes, now me head is full of aches. So I think I'll take a pat for way out yonder.
And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog. All for me beer and tobacco. I spent all me tin with the ladies drinking gin. Or across the western ocean I must wander.
Now where are me boots, me noggin boots? They're all sold for beer and tobacco. But the souls they go on thin, and the others were letting in, and me feet were looking out for better weather.
And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog. All for me beer and tobacco. I spent all me tin with the ladies drinking gin. Or across the western ocean I must wander.
Where is me shirt, me noggin shirt? It's all sold for beer and tobacco. But the sleeves they got worn out, and the collar turned inside out, and the tail it's looking out for better weather.
And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog. All for me beer and tobacco. I spent all me tin with the ladies drinking gin. Or across the western ocean I must wander.
Where is me wife, me naggin wife? She's all sold for beer and tobacco. For her front it got worn out, and her arse was kicked about, and I hope she's looking out for better weather.
And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog. All for me beer and tobacco. I spent all me tin with the ladies drinking gin. Or across the western ocean I must wander.
Now where is me bed, me noggin bed? It's all sold for beer and tobacco. For the sheets they got all worn, and the mattress got all torn, and the springs are looking out for better weather.
And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog. All for me beer and tobacco. I spent all me tin with the ladies drinking gin. Or across the western ocean I must wander. And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog. All for me beer and tobacco. I spent all me tin with the ladies drinking gin. Or across the western ocean I must wander. And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog.
In the days I went to courtin', I was never tired resorting to the alehouse or the playhouse, or many's a house beside. I told me brother Seamus I'd go off and go right famous, and before I'd come back again I'd roam the world wide. So goodbye Mercy Darkin, I'm sick and tired of working. The more I'll tick the praties, no longer I'll be full. Sure as my name is Carney, I'll be off to California, where instead of digging praties, I'll be digging lumps of gold. I've courted girls in Blarney, in Kanturk and in Killarney, in Passage and in Queenstown, that is the Cove of Cork. Goodbye to all this pleasure, for I'm going to take me leisure, and the next that you will hear from me is a letter from New York. So goodbye Mercy Darkin, I'm sick and tired of working. No more I'll tick the praties, no longer I'll be full. Sure as my name is Carney, I'll be off to California, where instead of digging praties, I'll be digging lumps of gold. cried to all the boys at home, I'm sailing far across the foam to try and make me fortune in far America. There's gold and money plenty for the poor and for the gentry, and when I come back again I never more will say. Goodbye, Mercy Darkin, I'm sick and tired of working. No more I'll dig the praties, no longer I'll be fool. Sure as my name is Carney, I'll be off to California, but instead of digging praties, I'll be digging lumps of gold.
Says my owl one to your owl one, will you come to the waxy stargle? Says your owl one to my owl one, sure I haven't got a farthing. I've just been down to Monto town to see young Kilmagardle, but he wouldn't lend me a half a crown to go to the waxy stargle.
What'll you have? Will you have a pint? I'll have a pint with you, sir. And if one of yous doesn't order soon, we'll be thrown out of the boozer.
Says my owl one to your owl one, will you come to the Galway races? Says your owl one to my owl one, with the price on me and that's braces. I just went down to Capel Street to the Jewman money lenders, but they wouldn't give me a couple of bob on me owl lads with suspenders.
What'll you have? Will you have a pint? I'll have a pint with you, sir. And if one of yous doesn't order soon, we'll be thrown out of the boozer.
Says my owl one to your owl one, we have no beef nor mutton, but if we go down to Monto town, we might get a two for nothing. Here's a nice piece of advice I got from an elfish monger. When through the scarce and you see the hearse, well you know you died of hunger.
What'll you have? Will you have a pint? I'll have a pint with you, sir. And if one of yous doesn't order soon, we'll be thrown out of the boozer.
Men and rivers, rising, meandering, changing course, shallow and deep, wide and narrow, and passing on. So, what's the price of living in peace? And what's the price of dying? What's the use of living at all? There's a life for sale. Who's buying? When I was a young man, I carried me pack, and I lived the free life of the rover. From the Murray's green basin to the dusty outback, I waltzed my Matilda all over. Then in 1915, me country said, son, it's time to stop rambling, there's work to be done. So they gave me a tin hat and they gave me a gun, and they sent me away to the war. And the band played a waltzing Matilda when the ship pulled away from the quay. And amid all the tears, flag waving and cheers, oh, we sailed off for Gallipoli. Oh, it's well I remember that terrible day when our blood stained the sand and the water, and how in that hell they called Sula Bay we were butchered like lambs at the slaughter. Johnny Turk, he was ready, he'd primed himself well. He rained us with bullets and he showered us with shell, and in 5 minutes flat we were all blown to hell. He nearly blew us back home to Australia, and the band played a waltzing Matilda when we stopped to bury our slain. Well, we buried ours, and the Turks buried theirs. Then it started all over again. Oh, those that were living just tried to survive in that mad world of blood, death and fire. And for 10 weary weeks I kept myself alive, while around me the corpses piled higher. Then a big Turkish shell knocked me arse overhead, and when I awoke in me hospital bed and saw what it had done, I wished I was dead. Never knew there was a worse thing than dying. Oh, no more I'll go waltzing, Matilda, all around the green bush far and near. For to hump tent and pegs, a man needs both legs. No more waltzing, Matilda, for me. They collected the wounded, the crippled, the maimed, and they shipped us back home to Australia. The armless, the legless, the blind and the insane, as proud wounded heroes of Suvla. And when the ship pulled into Circular Quay, I looked at the place where me legs used to be, and thanked Christ there was no one there waiting for me. To grieve and to mourn and to pity. And the band played Waltzing Matilda when they carried us down the gangway. Oh, nobody cheered, they just stood there and stared. Then they turned all their faces away. Now every April I sit on my porch and I watch the parade pass before me. I see my old comrades, how proudly they march, renewing their dreams of past glories. I see the old men, all tired, stiff and worn, those weary old heroes of a forgotten war, and the young people